in using this as a royalties company. As honorable members may be aware, a lot of the time the royalties companies actually even make more money than the companies companies that are listed. So it was an opportunity, but again, we'll see how it goes. For us, we are not able to give a definite response to this because of the directions and from where the directions also came from. Honorable Chair, with regards to the lithium, we have been mandated to invest our royalties and dividend into the minerals sector and the minerals value chain, and as much as possible to garner value for Ghanaians and investment in lithium. Honorable Chair, for Ghana and for MIF, we consider lithium as both security and strategic reasons, considering the transition towards decarbonization. Lithium is an extremely important mineral, and I believe members may have seen that APSA, for example, have stopped financing fossil fuels. So we see lithium as a mineral of the future. We see lithium as a mineral that is important for industrialization and in line with the decarbonization. So this is why we looked at investing in lithium, especially since it's been discovered in Ghana. Honorable Chair, I'd like to give an analogy where if you look at Akosombo Dam and you look at the fact that Akosombo Dam being the main source.
I'm not interrupting, but we understand that that decision is good, okay? If you ask me, nobody is saying that lithium is not a precious mineral, and for that matter, Ghana should show interest. Nobody is doubting that. I asked a specific question. A decision was taken to invest this much, okay, into Atlantic Lithium and its subsidiary, Barari DV. And I'm asking, at what level was this decision taken? That's all that I'm asking for.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Chair. I think maybe I might have gotten the question wrongly. My apologies. The decision process for MIF goes through from the investment division, through ESCO, through the IAC, and through the board. When the board approves, following the recommendation of the IAC, the Ministry of Finance is notified. And at this stage, even for lithium, it being so important, the President was notified.
So you spoke about advisory investment committee that you have set up, and that is those who do the due diligence and advise you. Is that the case?
No, that's not the case.
So what is their role?
So investment advisory committee is a committee of experts where you find in almost every sovereign wealth fund. These experts go through the recommendations from the investment department thoroughly, and even from the consultants that you may have procured in conducting the due diligence, etc. And when they go through thoroughly, they then make recommendations to the board. They can recommend that don't go ahead with the investment or not. The board is an advisory committee, so the board may take it or not take it, but this is the process. And then when the board approves it, then we notify Ministry of Finance.
So in this case, they approved, they recommended that the board should go ahead, and the board also agreed to go ahead. Is that the case?
Yes, that's the case.
Okay. Thank you, my brother.
Okay, last one from Honorable.
COVID-19 pandemic, and Ghanaians were already reeling under excruciating hardships. Because of the unprecedented corruption we are witnessing under the Akufo-Addo-Bawumia government. It is as simple as that. The Japan scam, ladies and gentlemen, clearly amounts to willfully causing financial loss to the state. And the culprits must not go unpunished. I want to repeat this for emphasis. Fellow countrymen and women, the Japan scam clearly amounts to willfully causing financial loss to the state. And the culprits of sin must not go unpunished. We in the NDC and all well-meaning Ghanaians repose huge trust and confidence in the nation builder, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, to pursue and retrieve for the state public funds that have been lost to looting schemes such as this stinking Ejapa scandal, the PDS scandal, the Bosgate scandal, and other acts of naked thievery by officials of the Kufuor Bawumia government and their party apparatchiks. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has demonstrated, both in government and out of government, that he detests corruption and will never condone corruption, nor shield the perpetrators of corrupt acts. He has stated clearly that the days of the corruption clearing agents will officially come to an end come 7th January 2025, when by the grace of God and the people of Ghana, he assumes office as president. He has said and demonstrated before that the sword of the fight against corruption will cut both ways under his government.
Ebe chair neck, any we no, or the chair National Council, and Kofua, or Pese, or Mubuano, or campaign, Yaboko 2024, or no, and a party no. Now, or National Executive Committee that were discussed and Parliamentary. The chairman for the campaign is the flag bearer himself, Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia. The vice chairman for the campaign or the coordinating committee will be the vice presidential candidate, which we are yet to select. So the flag bearer is the chairman for the campaign, the chairman for the campaign, the whole campaign. So every committee will report to the flag bearer. Then we will have the national chairman, the former president J. Kufuor, President Nana Akufo-Addo, chairman and members of the National Council of Elders, former national chairman Mr. Freddie Blay, Madam Elizabeth Ohene, Reverend Joyce Ayi, and Madam Akusia Frima Osei Pare as campaign or as members of the campaign advisory committee. The general secretary of the party will be in charge of the campaign operations. And the wings of the party, the volunteer groups, the identifiable groups, the persons with disability desk will all be under operations to be headed by the General Secretary and deputized by the national organizer, Henry Nana Boakye. The campaign strategist and campaign chairman, there's a difference between the flag bearer position. Flag bearer is the overall chairman for the campaign coordinating committee. But the campaign chairman and strategist will be Honorable Dambuchi, former General Secretary and MP for Accra. The campaign, we have two campaign vice chairpersons, Mr. Fred Owari and Nana Akomia, as the two campaign vice chairpersons. We have Honorable Frederick Opariansa as the campaign manager for the 2024 elections, and he will have 3 deputies. For deputy campaign manager in charge of research and administration is Dr. Antoinette Thibault Darkon. Deputy campaign manager for parliamentary campaign will be Honorable Obi Amwa, MP for Kriapim South. The deputy campaign manager in charge of presidential campaign will be Dr. Ibrahim Anyas. For electoral affairs committee, it will be headed by Chairman Peter McMahon as the chairman for the electoral affairs committee of campaign 2024. We have national executives, we have regional chairpersons, all being part of the campaign coordinating committee.
I'm here to inform you, and through you to the world, that the publications that are going around is not true, it's false, that the caucus, the majority caucus, has not made any changes in its leadership. The majority caucus has not contemplated making any changes to its leadership, and that we tell the whole world, Ghana, to ignore any such publications. And I want to assure you that we have confidence in the leadership as they are, and the status quo shall remain. We are aware that upon the nomination of one of the deputy whips as a minister, a replacement will be made. That replacement will be made by the caucus when we have had the opportunity and the time to consider the appropriate replacement. This is all the information we want to share with you, and to, through you, tell the world that the leadership of the majority caucus has not changed. We have not contemplated any change, and we do have no intention to effect any changes in the leadership of the majority caucus. I thank you very much. That regulates MPP. The Parliament of Ghana has adopted standing orders which places the selection and change or otherwise of leadership in the hands of the caucus and not anybody outside Parliament.
The new standing order.
Why do we not see the current leadership of the majority doing the press conference as it is now, but it's you?
They are busy in the chamber, and it's about them. It is about them. The rest of us must stand up for them. They have led us effectively and efficiently, and the rest of us must stand up for them. And indeed, it doesn't need the leaders to say that we have not taken a decision. It is we, the members,
caucus, we decide.
The caucus. We have not taken any such decision. We are not contemplating any such decision.
Mr. Speaker, is there an external attempt to remove or say Chairman Sabonso as Speaker of your the leader of your party?
I'm not aware of any such thing. Nobody has discussed that with the caucus. And since nobody has the power to do that outside the caucus, there may be rumors and intricacies, but the caucus in Parliament is not aware of any attempt to remove anybody.
Thank you.
No, why?
What's their status currently?
Nobody has appointed anybody.
Nobody has appointed anybody.
Thank you. I sympathize with even the family of the deceased, Emmanuel Fenek Ochi. But just because the truth is that murder investigations take quite some time. And in few cases, it becomes quite difficult to resolve. Yes, the Speaker, it's just a case where they've been unable to identify the actual culprit. They initially sent a docket to my office, and our analysis indicated clearly that no identifiable suspect could be prosecuted. The Speaker, the CID continues to investigate the matter. I can only say that indeed they ought to speed up investigations, but it is not unusual for some murder cases to be unresolved for even decades. I know my good friend will remember the murder of the late legendary American rapper Tupac Shakur in 1994 thereabouts, when we were in secondary school. The murder, the suspect was actually identified only a few months ago in America, and that's the United States of America. So these things happen occasionally. As you can tell, other murder cases, we have been able to resolve some of them, conclude their trial and all that. So indeed, we can only urge the CID to speed up their investigations. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Several petitions from the family of Ahmed Suale because they live in Medina in respect of his death. Coincidentally, Mr. Speaker, just last night at around 11 p.m., the chief imam of the Central Masalachi of Medina, Malam Abdallah, was having discussion with me in respect of this matter. I never even knew that there was a question on it that I was asking this morning. Is there any assurance that the Attorney General would give the people of Ghana, the people of Medina, the family of Ahmed Suale, that the state is indeed committed to finding the killers of Ahmed Suale for purposes of prosecution? And Mr. Speaker, I'm asking this because when you look at the beginning of the answer, the fact that no docket fit for purpose was given the office at the time that you took over, it gets me a little bit worried. So how can you assure us that the Ahmed Suale, the murderers of Ahmed Suale will be found and will be brought to book? Thank you.
The same concern holds for this as well. Murder investigations usually take time, but as my learned friend can see, there have been enormous investigations conducted into the matter, some even beyond the shores of Ghana. There have been investigations conducted by the United States of America government, the FBI, and all that, and have detailed all of that in my report. The Speaker, the government is fully committed to ensure that the murderers of the late Ahmed Suale are found and brought to book. The Speaker, indeed, for me, the point of interest is that the motive for the murder is very important. For all you know, the motive is not even connected to the work that he was doing. And that's very important. If it did have made this point at the last World Press Freedom Day in 2023, that it's very important that we find out who actually murdered the late Ahmed Suale. Because there has been a lot of speculation, and the failure to resolve that case definitely gives room for more speculations to be made by the public as to the motives for the murder. For all you know, it will not even be connected at all to the work that he was doing. And therefore, I can assure my dear friend once again that the government is fully committed to ensure that we find out who actually committed the murder of the late Ahmed Suale. And as we can tell, there have been serious work that has been done by the laboratories in tech, by the United States of America, through the American Embassy in Ghana and what have you. But still, the situation remains unresolved. And I can say that, indeed, just like the murderers of the late rapper Tupac Shakur were unraveled only about a few months ago, indeed, justice will surely catch up with the murderers of the late Ahmed Suale. Thank you.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our joy, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, Oh, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Right, hello, good morning and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. It's a Wednesday, the 21st day of February 2024. By His grace, we're live and we're here. We're yet another edition of the show. Our gratitude will go to Most High God for the rare privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making around here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into our panel for the morning's conversation shortly. But let's take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Daily Graphic. Graphic Zoom Lion Clean campaign. Regions brace for sanitation competition. Okay, and that's the Volta Regional Minister, Dr. Archibald Yao Lecha, on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Ghana pushes towards late fertility. Political interference fuels Galamsey in forest reserves. District managers cry out. Free SHS Secretariat forwards 5 million cedis to schools for electricity bills. The Ghanaian Times. At PAC sitting, Ghana loses 150,000 tons of cocoa through smuggling. Cocoa Board boss. Hasting process to review Civil Service Act 1993. Civil Service head to government. No changes to our leadership. Majority caucus dismisses claim. Justice will be delivered in Ahmed Suale case. AG. Daily Guide. Majority balls over leadership. CBG Kasapreku raised 600 million cedis on stock market. Witnesses couldn't identify suspects in Ahmed Suale's murder. AG. 1,010 rural telephony sites constructed. Osler. Agric infrastructure key to food security. The New Crusading Guide. Purported changes in MPP leadership in Parliament. Majority caucus not aware. I'm not selling rail tracks. Ebri MCE. Parliament has been ungrateful. Farmers. Kwewu Nkwetia chieftaincy dispute not resolved. Royals clarify. Call for justice. GJA President commiserates with family of late Wafa Keke. SML sues over 3 billion Ghana cedis lie documentary. The Insight. 10 years after the coup d'etat in Ukraine, the lessons of the European integration. ECOWAS sued over sanctions on Sahel states. Arise Ghana says body rather fuels coups in sub-region. Tension brews at Iswaba over destruction of 6,000-acre farmlands by task force. Chief Mojo installed as Grushi/Sisala Association president. Ghana's economy still struggling. Might need IMF support again. Carl Bank ex-boss. The Herald. $12 million the Japan deal promoters put Kweku Baku in trouble. EOCO investigator in Cocoa Board case drops bombshell. Reveals Attorney General hid crucial evidence away from court. Ashanti MPs tie Akufo-Addo's hands against majority side shakeup as concerns about regional imbalances and fresh leadership style emerge. Teachers' unions angry over unsettled Tier 2 pensions and others. The Informer. Ghana's 2024 elections. Crumbling ECOWAS calls for clean polls. Okromouth Corp in trouble over plans to sideline military in elections task force. Breaking the 8th, NPP unveils 41 Battalion. Damboche chair and chief strategist. Ahead of 13th African Games in Ghana, Zoom Lion trains hardcore sanitation team. Open defecation on the rise as country struggles to achieve SDG 6. The Daily Statesman. No plan for change of leadership. Joe White speaks for NPP majority. The Daily Statesman is asking a question. Transport expert hails Tap and Go initiative. AG. No docket fit for prosecution yet on Suale's murder. NHIS launches policy for foreigners. Ayenswano NPP pursues unity ahead of December polls. The Daily Searchlight. Bawumia, Transport Minister in abuse of office scandal. Moneycracy in politics. When will this madness stop? Ask Mayor Kunfi Esquire. Parliament to be disconnected over 23 million Ghana cedi CCG debt. Murtala Mohammed demands Buahiedu's head over decline in cocoa production, but Cocoa Board says 2 billion cedis lost due to global cocoa price decline. We are not planning any changes in leadership. Majority. The Ghanaian publisher, Brian unveils $40.1 million agri projects. Akufo-Addo Kufuor Frema lead Bawumia's campaign advisory team. This UOP Wabu's comment and the police apology to the military. CBG raises 150 million for Kasapreku on Ghana Stock Exchange. The custodian. NPP picks venerables for 2024 campaign. CSA registers 1,400 entities to regulate cyber industry. Election Security Task Force to please 2024 polls. GPS. Kalio chieftaincy dispute dragged to Supreme Court. The new finder. 40.1 million boost for Agric as ESRF revitalizes farming communities through transformative projects. GAO calls for agricultural master plan. It's time to patent Kente designs to prevent counterfeiting. Togbe Goba, Tenge. Cocoa Board attributes losses to price decline. Daily Post, Baumia caught again. Lodina Foundation International School of Accra signed MOU to provide scholarships for brilliant but needy students. Don't monetize your profession, Prosper Bani tells nurses. And that's about it for the front pages. We'll be back shortly.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say, but as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Hey, what's up?
How far with your internship?
To be honest, I'm so nervous about starting this new role on Monday.
Oh, please. I know you'll be great at it. You should be worried about what benefits they have. Example, do they have health insurance?
I doubt they will have that for internet. But no shaking. I have NHIS already.
After you on a line,
Ina, look at you. What are you going to do in your office when you can just download the app to register for an NHIS membership?
Yes, my people. You heard right. You can now download and register your membership on my NHIS app. No long queues or tedious paperwork. All you need is your Ghana card to register for yourself and for others. Once you register, you get a new digital NHIS card on your phone. My NHIS app gives you access to credentialed health facilities and services across the country. NHIS covers over 95% of disease conditions in Ghana. Access to healthcare just got easier.
Now let me sign up quickly. Please, Seth, I'm starting work next month.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth and fresh bread.
I'm afraid Missy Wayne.
The Pacho Bantama.
Matias.
Cycle.
her smile, the fresh breath.
Me Gidi say we use Cal 360 toothpaste. Some Cal 360 toothpaste.
Guys, Kia, Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector. Onim jom kasa.
Kile kosen. Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint, gives me fresh breath, and your confidence booster.
You will see so feeling kika when you know Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Discover the perfect blend of quality, modern elegance, and affordability with Kingdom Home Real Estate. At Kingdom Home Real Estate, we cater to both local and international clients, offering exceptional housing options in Ebri and Ekropon. Our properties are conveniently located, providing a tranquil atmosphere, top-notch security, and essential amenities such as electricity, water, and backup generators. Our strategic locations offer easy access to popular tourist destinations, all within a 30-minute drive from Accra. Visit us in Ekropon right after the Latte Junction, or in Ebri near the Ebri Girls Senior High School. Alternatively, you can reach us Kingdom Home Real Estate, where your dream home becomes a reality.
We are back bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bet. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the Partial Daily Jackpot.
You always get way more with Betway.
And you might see.
These adverts have been vetted and approved by
biggest car center in Ghana, offering unparalleled round-the-clock service in autos and accessories. Nadam Autofix is the biggest distributors of used tires in Ghana, offering first-grade second-hand car tires of all rim sizes at both wholesale and retail prices. We are also the leading name in car sensor diagnostics, corrections and sales of car accessories. We excel in car washing and detailing with state-of-the-art steam engine washing machines that keep water away from your engine, ensuring a clean, healthy and responsive engine. Nadam Autofix, the first name in servicing, car accessories and car washing. Visit us today and experience the world of class difference. Find us today at Asoridaho, directly opposite Dansoman KFC and the Shell filling station. For more details, you can call us on 0503 244 266 or 0535 339823. Nado Motofix, Wukwain Sunyonko Papa.
More than 80% of global trade is carried by sea. Most of the products we consume daily travel through ports, making them a key link in the global supply chain. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority is committed to ensuring the enhancement, resilience and sustainability of port infrastructure and maritime trade. Get to know which vessel is bringing your goods, how much duty you are required to pay and how quickly you can clear your goods from the ports of Ghana. We ask the relevant questions and elicit responses from the appropriate authorities. We interact with you via our social media platforms and put your queries across to the expert. Iron Port shows this and every Sunday live on Metro TV at 5:30 p.m. Iron Port is proudly brought to you by and powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Iron Port, transparency in doing business and building nation.
Mene kwaku owusu ajay pato abrasamadu katawire wosobrobo mensa kwaku abridi abrada sumaya echimpani echimofra ere adwene bɛkasa problem ɛwɔ hɔ nyinaa ne sɛ yɛtumi hu sɛ problem wɔ man no mu na yɛ problems ne nkɔfoɔ de yɛ business enti da bia kwan ɔmpɛ sɛ ɔmoyɛ ne sɛ ɔmpɛ sɛ problems ne ka hɔ mɛma wadwene nya ɔ sɛ yɛbɛtena bɛkeka nsɛm a ɛbɛma wo tirim ayɛ ɔdɛ deɛ ɛhia bɛboa ɔman Ghana ho nkɔmmɔ ɛne ɛba bɛdie yɛabrɛ obiara baa no aba bɛka ne deɛ obiara baa no aba bɛka ne deɛ ɛnɛ deɛ nyɛ saa deɛ ɛbɛyɛ ne bio yɛni abere yɛbɛka ne sɛdeɛ si tie biara ama wate ne sɛdeɛ si tie ne kora deɛ minanka de sɛde ne bluetooth bi ama wo obroni bɛsɛ no matter whose ox is God yɛbɛka ho asɛm dwumadeɛ yi ɛfiri awia no mmienu kɔpem sɛ ɛbɛbɔ no nsia agye ne kasa on original 91.9 FM aha yɛ nyansa fie
Women throughout history have shared great knowledge and wise thoughts with a multitude of audiences. Every Friday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., join our favorite 5 strong, beautiful ladies, Reflow's Miss Candid.
They say that women can fake an orgasm, but then men can also fake an entire relationship.
Reflow's Church Girl.
Sexual satisfaction is a right, not a privilege. Oh yes, I said that.
Reflow's Barbie.
Boys cause that. See, guys, women are always faking it. If you don't believe me, ask Adashawo why they never did demand for kids.
Reflow's Womanist.
Passionate sex is great. A passionate marriage filled with passionate sex so much better. It should tell you that sex is only approved in matrimony.
And Reflow's Maverick.
Yes, some of the sounds with the ear, they'll not be here. You go be here like, give it to me, give it to me.
Watch Reflow's TV on Metro TV every Friday evening from 9 to 10 p.m. Proudly sponsored by Reflow's Sanitary Pads. Your well-being is our #1 priority because you deserve the best.
Girls who run the world.
Many dance
Adisi mama no mama achi no mama kwaba I never say Jumedie no eye yen abrabo wa woni say yen abrabo de emu nsam no e dross edi abeje so eye amamra hima adwo isua sa enti na made adwa na me no aba bedi nkomo na me tell say this not dia ensam no eye bebre say eye waware eye wo mpratwe wa pomuden ene wa honidie ensam ensi echiba na wankasa mwabrabo no wo ensi echiba de enu nti na made ese na amamre so de so ni se esprete ehin na uchi wo mami mi sa abusia be na entomben so na abo na wenum a wunim ntimo na wie na me no begzi ani je nsam ne de ene Ghana ensam na je ba bia ni nyina ye be dukrumu ne de ho nkomo tabre mi pesa wo kame ho na ye de yen abrabo dwumedie ehye so.
It's another brand new season of Bukwem Accra, Bukwem Ashanti, and Bukwem Volta. Ghana, are you ready to witness great intellectual display of our able contestants in all the categories? Lower primary, upper primary, and JHS from various schools. Yes, get your phone to vote for your favorite contestant to win the ultimate prize, which involves 50% paid trip to Dubai, 50% tuition fee scholarship for 1 year, laptop, and many more products from our sponsors. Be part of this game into fame. Bukwem Reading Reality Show. It's reading time. Bukwem. Read today, lead tomorrow.
Give me the keys to your hood. Give me the keys to your gate. Now, back in the days, people used to brag about their hoods, as in the flashiest cars, the hood that has the best of hottest girls, the hood that has the best of guys with the swag. Now, fast forward, we're in the 21st century. I still want to know what's popping in your hood. So here's the case where I walk in your hood majestically for you to tell me what actually makes your hood #1 and the most unique. Welcome to Hood. My name is Miguel. You can call me the Abontain Prefect.
The world has seen a lot of evolution in recent times. Global network facilitated by trade continues to grow stronger and forge nations closer together.
On International Trade Focus, we'll share with you the current industry, tech and commercial avenues turning the world's trade wheel. This is your gateway to international business connections and trading events. Get the inside views, vital information, trends and analysis on emerging trade giants in Ghana and beyond. International Trade Focus, the global television trade showcase, transcending barriers in creativity and innovation. Join me, Anna Spiel, as I give you a whole menu of international trade activities. International Trade Focus, your timely business hub. International Trade Focus is brought to you by GO, ADB, Pediatric Valley Resort and Public Elegance.
Are you tired as a consumer in Ghana when it comes to issues that confront you as a consumer? Worry no more. Kofi Capito, I'm here to give you the information, all that you need to make sure that your right is protected as a consumer. We have too many laws and agencies that should protect the right of the consumer. And I'm here to give you the information that will help and assist you to get goods and services delivered to you without any worries. Watch the Capito Show on Metro TV.
They say art is a symbol because man is a symbol. Symbols are a depiction of life. They communicate the intangibles and leaves the mind awakened by the wonders of life. Our folkloric symbol show talks about our symbols in connection to our history, religion, and society's norms and traditions, from the north down to the south and in between.
The animal is called Le. But because they are found on the hill out there, the name of the hill became Legon, which means when you go there, you get more of the leg to hunt or you take them as game.
Join us on our folkloric symbol show every Saturday at 4 p.m. on Metro TV.
Hello food lovers, join me every week as we embark on a flavor-filled adventure with special guests from different African countries.
Today I bringing the taste of Egypt to your kitchen.
Without the garlic we cannot
No, nobody can eat this one.
I bet I'm eating this alone.
Hello, prepare your taste buds. I'm taking you to Guinea. I brought you fer de manioc.
Fer de manioc.
Oui, allez laver les mains.
Your favorite social service program is what?
Cocaine. Pure cocaine is not addictive. What is addictive is when it's adulterated.
People don't even know that that is the status of the law. The fact that when you are raped, you can justifiably walk into any government hospital or a licensed medical facility for an abortion.
Join the Law Express panel for relevant, informative, and educative topics week after week after week.
We accept that a girl below 16 years cannot consent to sex, okay? So if she even invites the boy into her bedroom and all that,
for it,
yes,
you still are not supposed
yes, you see, meanwhile the boy too can be 16, so you say the girl cannot consent but the boy can consent. Yes, incongruous.
I'm staying with a man and I'm pregnant. I don't have any right to maintenance. You need not be married to the person because Article 27 makes it very clear in the sense that special care should be offered to the mother during pregnancy and after pregnancy.
Law Express Season 5 coming soon on this channel.
How long have you been standing there?
How long will it take for me to get here?
Really trying? HR, Merry Christmas.
He's waiting for you, isn't he?
HR, why is that your business?
As the HR, I have seen it all. The lab stickers, the lunch getaways never to return to the office, the used condoms.
Hey. HR, stop harassing me.
This officer.
The generation of trash happens from homes, industries, offices, schools, municipalities, and many other places. An exploration of these places is very important to understand the kind of trash being generated. In this season of Trash Talk, we will take you to the field to have a texture of what pertains around us. It will be a delight to join us. This and every Thursday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Metro TV as we engage experts, policymakers, and waste pickers on Trash Talk. Trash Talk, talking environment, changing behavior to change the world.
Chief Executive Officer of Valco, and you've been following the news. He's been nominated by His Excellency the President as the Greater Accra Regional Minister Designate. So Daniel Nikwate Titus Glover is also here with me. Nikwate, good morning.
Good morning.
And congratulations.
Thank you. Someone was telling me that
Yes.
Your friends on your show have all been elevated. Do you have a hand in it?
Kwesi was accusing me last week. Kwesi is the one who
so all your friends have come to your show.
Kwesi is the one who led the propaganda. Yes,
whether you have a hand in
it. Somebody said good morning, Ghana gets results. Anyway, so congratulations. We'll get to talk about that a bit later on. But imagine getting rewarded for doing something you already do every single day. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, that's exactly what Momo Season is all about. There's something for everyone. Download the Momo app on Play Store or App Store and use Momo Pay for your day-to-day transactions to a merchant, either through the QR code or merchant ID, and stand a chance of winning 1,000 cedis weekly and other amazing prizes. The merchants are also not left out of the reward. Receive payments and win. Keep using Momo Pay on the Momo app and get rewarded. There are lots and lots of exciting prizes for everyone. So what are we doing today? Transact more with Momo Pay and more points and win big this Momo Season. Visit momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh for your Momo for Business account today. It's Momo Season. Just Momo it with Momo Pay. Terms and conditions apply. And use Kel Kids toothpaste flavored with strawberry that gives a perfect taste for kids and makes them develop a personal attitude and love for brushing their teeth always. Kel Kids toothpaste protects child's gum, prevents cavities, and makes the teeth strong and healthy with freshness all day. Kel Kids toothpaste is recommended for children between 2 and 6 years old and is a product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasso, and is approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Kel Kids, happy smile. And the pains of climbing the stairs when not exercising could be challenging for all ages. But worry no more. Lifts and elevators have got you covered with the best portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators on the market today. It's a simple self-supported elevator for both homes and offices. And guess what? It can lift your goods too. Wheelchairs can fit in and they come in 3 custom-made models. It's affordable and can be installed within 3 days. visit lifts and elevators at Sakumon, or just call them on 0200535515 or send a mail to elevatorsgh@gmail.com for consultations and the best solutions in easy vertical movements. An Amen Scientific and Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital is organizing a free health screening for the general public. This is a way of saying thank you to Ghanaians, and what's more rewarding than this, the free screening includes fertility tests, prostate, stroke, diabetes, hypertension, fibroid, ulcers, hepatitis B, and many more. Note that the medical screening is free, but patients with disease conditions will pay a token for their medications. So visit Amen Scientific at Domain near the Snake Flats down or Clago near the Shaman under Bridge, and all other branches across the country. You can call Amen Scientific on 020-722-9505 or 024422-7192 to book your appointments. Amen Scientific and Alternative Medical Hospital. Allah Shafi, God is the healer. So, let's start off with your appointment. I mean, you went to Valco as a deputy.
Yeah.
And then you were made the CEO.
1st of August.
Yes, on the 1st of August. And some 5 or 6 months in office, just when you are, having your grips on the operations and trying to see what you can also do to change the fortunes of a place, then you are appointed the Greater Accra Regional Minister. Well, February is about ending. I don't know when you're going to go for your vetting. And
March.
Yes, and then when you will be able to start office. Is it not disruptive?
Well, first of all, let me say good morning to your good self, my big brother, and your viewers. Yes, I can understand from where you are sitting that is a bit uncomfortable for you. But you have an appointing authority. He is the coach, he is the manager of the game, and knowing his players, where he deems fit that they can play at a particular time. He felt that he needed to make some changes in his government. He has done some consultations, and by and large, he felt that Ikwate is the right person to take over from cousin Henry Kwate, because he has moved him to the Interior Ministry. I agree entirely with you. I've not got grips of the plan, so we are gradually picking up. But, I can tell you that this is a bigger responsibility. It involves a lot of work, proper coordination, planning, and to continue what he has done. Greater Accra, is Ghana. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. And let me take this opportunity to thank the President for that elevation. Because the Chief Executive, you're only limited to the plant. But when it comes to the region, vast, so many things that need to be looked at. Sanitation, in terms of revenue generation for the assemblies, in terms of security and planning. Clearly how the whole region is being handled, all that. You're looking at the largest population in the country currently. But the data I have, Greater Accra is about 5.4 million people. 93% are in the urban areas, and 3% are in the rural Greater Accra. The annual average increase is about 2.9%, which is 3% annually. And you see the kind of pressure exerted on the various assemblies. Fighting sanitation, disposal, control, and all that. Revenue generation as to how they can come on in a way of how we can handle these things. And planning schemes in itself is also a challenge. So if the president thinks that I should come and assist him to run to the end of term, I feel humbled.
What can you do in 8 months?
Well,
I mean, you get in there. How long will it take for you to settle
adjust,
down, get to know things,
but,
and then?
Another, you and I have been in this football game. There are some substitutes that can come and do some small
super sub.
You know, look at Kudus. When did he join the Black Stars? But he's a star now. Recently, this Rasta guy, Pencil, John Pencil, at the Cote d'Ivoire tournament. A few things I would do. The time is short, but I think the impact is very important. The little impact that you can bring on, I think that is what is going to help me.
Have you had people link your appointment to the elections? That perhaps
is that what people are saying?
I've seen.
We're in election year, and people can say all kinds of
that
things.
perhaps the government has some sinister plans, and
so
you've been brought in to ensure that you execute it.
And I do my job and I do it well. I don't rush in doing things, and my humility alone, and the way I relate to people, both sides. You understand? So I'm not getting this opportunity to come and lord over the people. When you come to the plant, they'll tell me, I go down. Every week.
Maybe it has to do with your union background.
Every week, at least twice or three times a week, I go around the plant to really abreast myself what is happening. I'm not going to read reports. You'll be there, I'll come. And the point is that sometimes the way you relate to people when they are wrong, it's not about that boisterous or this buga thing. You know, sit the person down. Let him know that what he's doing is not the right way to go. Do you understand? And based on all these things, the person will understand your psyche and the way you do your things. Maybe that is why they might think that it's for election. But we're in election year, of course, and I'm going to work. I'm not going to do anything nasty, excuse my language or my French, but the point is that the job needs to be done. His Executive President has given me a tax, and the tax is to be his representative in the region. I will need everybody. Your good self, my big brother, the NDC, everybody. How do we hold on to the region?
So you are a native and you are a resident.
Yeah.
And of course, you are in government. What do you think are the top 3 things that you should focus on, irrespective of the little period that you have? Top 3.
I think the first thing we need to do is about law and order. Law and order.
You'll be chairing RECSEC.
Of course. Law and order and security is very key. You understand? Security is so key when it comes to issues of managing the region. And sometimes because the region is the national capital, there's a lot of work to be done. So security and law and order are one of the things that we need to look at. That people can be safe, irrespective of the time of the day. They can go their normal business and complement the efforts of what security chiefs are doing in the region. Another issue I want to look at also is about sanitation. The indiscriminate disposal of sanitation. Even though Zoom Lion has been able to put up this plant around the Kole area, there's a lot of things that we need to look at. Mudo. There's a lot of things that we need to do within the environment, those areas. And this brilliant idea that the court started, Operation Clean Frontage, we need to.
What happened?
I don't know. You see, he is at the region, and the implementation of the brilliant idea is from the assemblies. And the court cannot
but he supervises them.
He does.
You know, when he started that thing, I sat on this station, and I said, I think I even told him in Ghana, we are friends, so, you know, and I said that, look, when Henry moves into a district or an assembly and goes to lead those efforts, it must tell him that whoever is in charge of the assembly and his officers have failed. And what he needs to do is to think of either recommending to the president, or if it's within his powers, to deal with those people. Because people have been appointed to do a job. When they are unable to deliver, and you have to move from your office to come and lead the process, it means that they have failed.
I agree entirely with you, Anity. I agree entirely with you.
And so I'm not surprised that after some time, like they say on the street, he degassed. Because he cannot.
Of course, he cannot leave his office for the region all the time to come and supervise this sanitation program. So, like I said, it's all about the methodology, the style of being advanced to make sure some of these things. And I will be meeting all these MMDCs after the swearing, God willing. And this is what we need to let them know. I'm coming from corporate world. The way we do our things is quite different. This bureaucracy and these, no. That is not my style. I started from Works, I came to politics, I've gone back to corporate, and I'm coming back to politics again. So the whole chemistry, the way things being done in the public space, we need to look at it. Because coming from VACO is a well-cultured and structured environment. The way we do our things are quite different. So I'm going to blend part of the private sector, style of doing things, look at the public sector style, and see what can be best fit in the running. But I'm going to do a lot of listening. I'll do a lot of listening.
Okay, I have three things I want you to focus on. But one, you don't have time to do that one. Yeah. That has to do with chieftaincy disputes.
I don't want to involve myself.
Yeah, you don't have time to do that. Landguard.
It's force and the security.
Yes, Landguard. Landguard. May I even want to take it Landguard. And then the indiscriminate erection of structures in unauthorized areas. These two. If you can have control over these two, I personally, and I know millions of people will be happy.
Okay.
At least these two.
Thank you.
All right. Lizzie?
Well, I mean, first of all, I think it is proper to congratulate somebody who has been my friend for a very, very long time on his elevation. It's not just being a friend. We've worked on many projects, many political projects in the past. And I have no doubt at all about his enthusiasm and drive and so on. And I do hope that these qualities that he has exhibited over the years will be brought to bear on his new appointment. Greater Accra happens to be perhaps one of the very difficult regions to administer, and there are various reasons for that. The first reason is that it is the national capital, and therefore the regional minister really, has difficulties. In other regions, he's seen directly as the representative of the president, acts on behalf of the president, and so on. But here, the president is here with you, and all the major arms of government are headquartered here. So the work of the regional minister in Greater Accra becomes more difficult because of undue interference, and also the fact that the minister is in the public eye and so on. So, yes, we are congratulating you on your appointment, but at the same time, I think it's important to realize that you've been given a very difficult job, an extraordinarily difficult job. The priorities you have listed, I think, are okay. I mean, I think security is going to be one of the major problems that is going to confront you. And Randy has elaborated, indicating, for example, the question of land guards and so on. But I think that it goes beyond land guardism. I mean, the land question in Greater Accra is a huge question, You know what has been happening in the Roman Ridge area, where some traditional authorities have actually been moving in, seizing lands, and sometimes causing huge embarrassment, to government. Recently, I've been moving around the Laboni area, Randy, and I'm really frightened at the developments in the Laboni area.
Right.
All the government properties there, most of them, are being taken over by private people.
Oh yeah, they are gone.
I mean, and it's amazing.
Yeah, no, not just Labone anyway. After this program, just take a walk around this area, you see.
But the Labone area is especially the land in front of the South African High Commission.
Right.
And there's kinds of structures.
Okay, so you're talking about the, I don't know the term to use. It's not land that should be used for like a built properties. It's like there's this huge drain, and then it's supposed to be like a green cover and a walk area for people. But there's been a lot of set up there, restaurants and pubs. It's been built. But beyond, I'm sure that's where you're talking about.
That's part of the problem. But beyond those restaurants and so on, are huge, monstrous structures.
Oh yeah, behind
just behind them.
Those are the state housing properties.
The government bungalows.
Yes,
you know.
yes.
And you know, what worries me is the fact that, you know, when the colonialists came and built the Ridge Hospital, they were sensible to locate bungalows for doctors around there, so that in cases of emergency, the doctors would have easy access, they can be called upon and so on. And then the governments we've had in the past, being what governments they are, ejected these doctors from that area, you know, and sold the properties to friends, relatives, and so on. Now, some of the doctors then moved to the Labone area, you know, the place, Salisbury, around that area. There were government bungalows there.
Yes.
So some of the rich hospital doctors actually moved there. It's far away from the hospital, but it's better than staying in Kaswa.
But those places are also...
But that's the point I'm making.
Okay, okay.
This weekend, last weekend, rich hospital doctors were being ejected from the place.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I'm wondering, what is wrong with our leaders?
Everything is gone.
What is wrong with our leaders? Yeah, you want to privatize fine and so on. Isn't it just common sense to locate doctors and medical specialists around areas where they are needed most, so that in cases of emergency, they'll be available to help? If there is a national emergency, and I do know that some doctors say as far as Kaswa, some stay in Winneba and so on. How are you going to move these doctors from Winneba, Kaswa, Bujumbura, and other places to come and perform crucial duties in emergency situations? But unfortunately, our leaders do not think about this. You know, their main concern is to take over lands at whatever cost, privatize the use of lands and so on. I mean, when I heard the story of and I don't want to mention his name, one of the medical specialists that we have, a real one and so on, being thrown out of his Labone residence, I was shaking. This very crucial medical personnel. Where is he going to stay? Medina? How long does it take from Medina to drive to Ridge or to 37 or to any of these hospitals and so on? I mean, just amazing. And I think that as regional minister, you're going to be confronted with this problem, because the chiefs in Greater Accra claim that if government is no longer in need of the lands that were acquired, they should be given the first preference. And there's a very serious boiling issue, you understand? This is not a chieftaincy dispute, and it's something that you may have to deal with if you become minister.
Look, there's a tussle as we speak today. A very, very embarrassing tussle. 2 ministries and 2 ministers. Same government, same cabinet. As we speak, there are people. They have a title by the lands ministry over that, the Burma camp lands, the one by the cemetery, Chain Homes. Yes, yes. Now, the occupation is also being resisted by the defense ministry with the soldiers. So the La people go there and they go and libation. I'm saying that they've been given a title by the ministry to the Lands Commission You know, there was this
releasing of land.
Yes, that thing. And then the next thing you will see hundreds of soldiers put there, obviously to ensure that you cannot come and physically occupy the place. And I'm like, Defense Ministry, Lands and Natural Resource Ministry, two ministries, same government, same cabinet, two ministers who sit inside the cabinet, and there's this confusion. And there's this, as we speak today. So the people have something given to them by the Lands Ministry through the Lands Commission as a resolution to the issue. Then the soldiers also acting, obviously, Defense Ministry and the Military Command, you cannot have possession, you can't enter. But where do you have this level of
impunity? I
don't even know what to say.
You know, on this issue, I had the privilege of having a conversation with another friend of mine.
Okay.
Honorable Abu Jinapo.
The Lands Minister.
The Lands Minister. You know, when he came, he issued a statement, and he received a lot of applause for the statement that he had issued about government lands and how nobody, you know, would be allowed to acquire government lands, you know, and laid out a process and so on. And he received a lot of applause. And I met him somewhere and I said, my friend, you would not be allowed to implement this policy. Because the people who are grabbing lands have more influence, more power and so on than you do and so on. And he said that, well, he had the backing of the president who was going to make sure that things were done properly and so on. Now, look around. Look around and see what is happening. I mean, unbelievable. You know, and the acquisition of government lands, really, it doesn't make any sense. Apart from greed as the underlying factor. It doesn't make any sense at all. So that's one of the things that you're going to be confronted with. In the case that Randy cited, you're not only having to deal with the chiefs, you're going to have to deal with the Ministry of Defense, and you're going to have to deal with the Ministry of Lands. And that's a difficulty you're going to face, you understand? Now, the other problem is sanitation.
Look, people are using state power and state institutions to even take lands that are owned by private people. If you go to the East Legon area and all that, I mean, the level of impunity.
It's unbelievable. Just simply unbelievable.
The level of impunity. This lands issue. I mean, if you look at, if you take the same East Legon, you get out of the tunnel. You see that buffer? Where you go up to the East Legon police station, and then it goes straight down to that roundabout. Look at what has happened on the right.
Yeah.
Look at what has happened there.
Yeah.
Look at what has happened there.
I mean, Randy, the issue of impunity is amazing. I mean, you see the lagoon opposite this popular hotel on the road to Kofi Annan. The La Beach Hotel.
Yes,
So there's a lagoon opposite.
Yes.
Minister designate. One morning we woke up and somebody actually had brought tipper trucks with sand to fill the lagoon.
Is it the extension of Beijing?
Somebody was busy.
Many parts of the place being filled up.
Yeah. Filling the lagoon.
They filled them up
in broad daylight. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, years ago, there was a place around Medina, you know, the lakeside area, where friends of mine used to go and hunt, you know, for birds and so on. Somebody actually went and filled part of the lagoon and constructed a building on the lagoon. I mean, unbelievable. This level of lawlessness is unbelievable. But one of the biggest problems you're going to face is sanitation. And it's a huge problem in Accra. Of course, you mentioned the plant which has been built by Zoom Lion near the Lavender Hills and so on, Lavender Hill. I've been there to see the plant, the recycling plant and so on. I think that is a good idea. It's a fantastic idea. And that if we extended them to other places, it may be useful, you know. I've also seen the landfill area, you know, near the psychiatric hospital, which is the psychiatric hospital.
Is it a Pantan one?
Pantan one, you know. Initially, it was such a horrible place. I mean, the scent and so on. The last time I passed there, I saw significant improvements in that landfill area and so on. But we're going to have a huge problem with sanitation. I mean, you have a population in Accra proper, not the whole of the region, which is estimated about 4 million, if you take people who come and leave and so on. About 4 million. That's a huge population by West African standards.
Yeah.
You know, very huge population. And that also means that the level of waste which is generated is quite huge, you know. I do know that in the John Mahama era, Mr. Julius Debra, who was then the Minister of Local Government, instituted some program of voluntary cleanups and so on. It was long abandoned after a new government took office, only to be revived by Henry Quarty. But even that, I think, is gone
Reclaim your front page.
I think it's gone
is
down.
that?
But you see, that in itself will not resolve the sanitation problems that confront us. The best blueprint that I've seen is the Achampong blueprint.
Which is?
The one which led to the establishment of a compost plant at Teshinungwa, where Achampong believed that what we call waste can actually be useful. And that if people are made aware of the benefits to be derived from properly managing waste, you know, we could make a headway. I think that perhaps we need to pay attention.
Is that not what Zoom Lion is doing with all those compost plants?
Yeah, but Achampong had a national policy.
Recycling.
It was not left to an individual, you understand?
Okay.
I mean, Zoom Lion is doing something. I mean, the recycling plants and all of those are part of the Achampong plan, you know. And I think that we need to focus attention on that. The difficulty, however, is that in 8 months, what can you do in 8 months? That's the real difficulty.
Yes, I know it's quite Herculean, but like I said, is the little imports that you can bring to the fore is what I'll focused on, because yes, the time is quite short. But I'll try and do the best that I can, God willing, with the support of everybody. I think that is the best way we need to go. But tackling with laggards and sanitation issue is a major national security matter. Because when the sanitation is so bad, health-wise, it's quite challenging. In terms of economics, I mean, money is being spent in a medical setting is also a huge challenge to us. So we seem to be doing more of a preventing healthcare than the reactionary. So sanitation is going to be one of the focus. So
and you see, Mr. Minister Designate, this idea of desilting doesn't make very much sense.
They all go back into the drain.
You understand? Because I've observed. I mean, I walk the Alaju areas and so on. And I've observed. You go and desilt, as soon as it rains,
it all go back.
It is not actually rubbish which fills the major gutters. It is sand. Sand. I mean, the geology of Accra is such that a lot of sand, you know, comes from the mountainous areas around Accra.
It's washed down.
Washed down. And they fill the gutters anytime it rains. What are we going to do about desilting? It's a huge problem. You know, and it is this problem which leads to flooding in several parts of Accra. So it's not that the gutters are not there. The gutters are there. You understand? I understand that under President Kufuor, huge gutters were constructed, you know, to take care of this problem. So, but they are being filled up. You know, they are being filled up with sand. You know, so it's an engineering problem.
Yes.
It's an engineering problem.
One thing that I'm also thinking through is that huge challenge at Old Barrier on your way to Kaswa. And if you observe that anytime it rains, vehicles cannot go, they cannot come.
Yes.
Because of the the sun deposits right.
And it has to do, you see, there again.
It has to do with the housing construction
on the hills.
Yes, it has to do with the
hills.
construction.
On the hills.
Yes, where people should not be constructing.
Absolutely.
And they are constructing.
So
But even
sand winning.
Master, even the Alaju area and so it has a direct relationship with the destruction of the Eburi Mountains. You know, Eburi Mountains used to have a lot of forest cover. And
that holds
now it's being torn down.
But then
all you see are these huge structures and so.
But what can you do?
So the soil is not protected anymore.
What can you do?
The middle class is growing. The middle class is growing.
It's about the population.
That's not the middle.
That's the top.
The class that is causing
the top
there. It's not middle at all.
It's the top.
It's the very top. Very top.
There are four messages.
Yeah.
4 messages.
Yeah.
Okay. The first one says, in Germany, we have about 3 waste streams: bio, plastic, and paper. Everyone is enjoined by law to keep these streams separate at home and dispose them appropriately in their respective streams. This makes recycling very easy. But I wonder if we can implement this in Ghana. Now, this one says that kindly tell Honorable Titus that he should stop the encroachment of the Kweshi Lagoon.
Yeah, I've written something here.
From the Goil filling station through the Rasta Road.
Kweshi Lagoon.
Okay, so it's from the and that's not too far from me. It says from the Goil filling station through the Rasta Road, they are cutting the trees and filling it with buildings. And he's put somebody's name here. He says the person is Greater Accra landlord. He's put a name, but I'll not mention the name. Okay. But the name is here.
Very well.
I can give it to you.
Very well.
Then, I'm sure you know Kudus.
I know Kudus.
Tamale. MPA.
Yeah.
Kudus, okay. It says, as part of your expectation of titles, please add street lighting in the central business district. Accra is too dark. To succeed in its fight against insecurity, illumination of the town must be critical. Okay. Then, this one. It says, please ask Honorable Titus what he will be doing about the annihilation of the Gan language. His predecessors and the Gandangbe in their party failed to lift Gamashi up. That's the final one. Stanley.
Which of the Stanleys?
Not Niajiri Blancy.
Not the big Stanley.
No.
Not our Stanley.
I could not have mentioned him as Stanley.
Of course.
Yes. So those are them. So one says the Gan language.
Yeah.
Then the Peshi, go to Rasta Road, the issue. Then the Accra is too dark. That is also been raised. And then the separation of waste.
I've been told that the problem with Ghana language, I mean, propagation of the language and so on, has to do with inadequate teachers. I'm sure you've heard that.
Yes. So there ought to be
conscious effort.
Yes, effort to
resources.
Yes, to incentivize people to go in there.
Yeah.
Because if it's easier to say, let's ask for a policy, let's put in place a law, but without the people to implement it, yes, I mean, so it ought to be. The only thing is that when we were discussing this issue last week, 2 MPs, the Honourable Member of Parliament for Ningo Prampram and the Honourable Member of Parliament for Dodo Diodio, both said that they had sponsored persons to go and study the land, but the GES has not posted them. So although they deliberately sponsored people so that the people come back and train, the GS has not posted those people. So it looks like they still can't realize the benefits of that positive action that they did. And
I don't know if you've driven by the Gamanchas Palace,
at Carnation.
At Carnation.
Yes.
I have.
Yes.
And there's something striking on the walls.
The walls.
Yes.
The symbols.
The development of written Ga.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you watch the wall, it's not so different from the development of the Arabic language and all the other languages. If you see how written Ghana developed. Now, this is something that we should not lose. It's a national heritage. It's not about gas or gashifumape and so on. This is a national heritage which we should not lose, you know. But unfortunately, so very unfortunately.
I take on board all this. It's like the mini vetting.
So Makojo Boafu says the rich builders filling lagoons and other waterways to put up houses could be likened to the inheritance given to the 12 tribes of Israel. They do it with impunity and no one can stop them. We behave like a lawless country. Floods are results of such impunity. Straight and simple. Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. So Mark says that you should do your best to stop this impunity from happening. Okay. So Kuyochumbo for the engineer.
Hey, my brother.
This one is speaking as an engineer. He says, Titus will put the street lights, power it with solar, and before you know it, the solar will be stolen, and it will be powering someone's bedroom. The problem isn't handing out gigs for infrastructure projects to be done. It's maintaining and ensuring that the infrastructure is secure. All right. Okay. So, so the land guard issue keeps coming. It keeps coming. The land guard issue keeps coming.
Oh, okay.
From the viewers who are watching that. That's what is the recurring thing. Everybody is talking about land
really,
guard.
I mean, I think that, look, the regional minister would have some responsibility.
He chairs RECSEC.
Yes. But ultimately, the land guard issue in Accra is a big problem.
Yeah, Ghana police.
You know, the police service and also the military. There's some of these people who do land guardism and so on have connections in the various security establishments.
Yes.
You know. And I think that at a much higher level than the regional minister,
you see, if the truth is that this land thing in Accra, if we all decide to be honest, it looks like there is a certain compromise of the entire value chain. So whether it is about the families or chiefs who own or do not own land.
Or individuals who are just plain land thieves.
Yes, so it starts from them. You have their collaborators at the Lands Commission and other places. You have the security agencies themselves. You have the judiciary themselves, because the brazenness with which people do these things. And when people are not scared about go to police station or the police is involved or court, it tells you that they have a certain level of confidence. I hope you understand me. When there are institutions that are supposed to deter people and prevent people from committing crime, when you find the perpetrators having confidence or not caring about you going to those institutions, it must tell you something. And so it looks like the entire chain has been compromised up until the judiciary. Up until the judiciary. And so it's not a big issue, and it's not a small issue, and it's an issue that if we were able to deal with that alone, I'm looking forward to the day that a person in authority comes and is able to at least just deal with this issue. That alone will be a monumental success. I don't know.
Are we not really frightening our friend?
Oh, but he knows all these things.
Because the job he's been given is not an enviable one.
So we know he has 8 months. So I mean, just well, it was a few.
Oh my God.
Anyway, but in the wake of all these nominations, has been the issue of parliamentary leadership. Last year, the NDC had its, but at that time, the new standing order had not come into force. Okay, but we all know what happened and the fact that things even lingered on till sometime December of last year. Now it's with the MPP. Let's find out what's happening there.
that the publications that are going wrong is not true, it's false, that the caucus, the majority caucus, has not made any changes in its leadership. The majority caucus has not contemplated making any changes to its leadership, and that we tell the whole world, Ghana, to ignore any such publications. And I want to assure you that we have confidence in the leadership as they are, and the status quo shall remain. We are aware that upon the nomination of one of the deputy whips as a minister, a replacement will be made. That replacement will be made by the caucus when we have had the opportunity and the time to consider the appropriate replacement. This is all the information we want to share with you, and to, through you, tell the world that the leadership of the majority caucus has not changed. We have not contemplated any change, and we do have no intention to effect any changes in the leadership of the majority caucus. I thank you very much. That regulates MPP. The Parliament of Ghana has adopted standing orders which places the selection and change or otherwise of leadership in the hands of the caucus and not anybody outside Parliament.
The new standing order.
Why do we not see the current leadership of the majority doing the press conference as it is now, but it's you?
They are busy in the chamber, and it's about them. It is about them. The rest of us must stand up for them. They have led us effectively and efficiently, and the rest of us must stand up for them. And indeed, it doesn't need the leaders to say that we have not taken a decision. It is we, the members, the caucus. We have not taken any such decision. We are not contemplating any such decision.
Mr. Speaker, is there an external attempt to remove or say Chairman Sabunsu as Speaker of your the leader of your party?
I'm not aware of any such thing. Nobody has discussed that with the caucus. And since nobody has the power to do that outside the caucus, there may be rumors and intricacies, but the caucus in Parliament is not aware of any attempt to remove anybody.
Thank you.
What's the current? Nobody has appointed anybody.
Nobody has appointed anybody. Thank you.
Yes. The majority leader means a member of Parliament designated is the operative word here, designated by the majority caucus as their leader in the House. Okay? And the General Secretary is also a lawyer, the National Organizer is a lawyer. And I mean, when I read it, it's these things, but we have a party, we have elected officers, and these officers are lawyers. And thankfully, we have a president who is a constitutional lawyer. When these things come up and the names are floating about, when the new standing order is saying otherwise, I mean, I say, new standing order is be a now. Party I say standing order is an enactment. And you be quite the party, though, is not independent of the mother party. However, where there's a conflict between any part of the party constitution and the national constitution, or an act of parliament, or standing orders of parliament, or a constitutional or legislative instrument, that part of the party constitution is to the extent of the conflict null and void. Black and white, you don't need any lawyer or any Supreme Court to interpret this for you. And based on the understanding of what you've read, no, even if there are going to be changes, your argument, they say, there were some more members of the majority caucus. It must be initiated by the caucus. That's what the new standard is saying. The old standard and they are separate. The new standard which has been in operation since January. That's what he's saying. January of this year. So we felt that yes, if that's the case, then as I settled. Obviously, thankfully, the president has appointed one of the deputy whips to the position of Minister for sanitation.
Yes.
That's Honorable Lydia
Seram Al-Hassan, yes.
There's a vacancy as a result of that elevation. What I say? And that vacancy must be filled. So that's the only vacancy in the House. That's the members of Parliament, 137 members of Parliament on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party. And they said Lydia. It doesn't come from outside the party. Yes, the party name party name MP, party name is the president, party name could be secretary, party name team chairman, party name be organizer. So the party being any the vehicle now need to find carry any party no. What you say? So the party can also recommend. You understand?
Yes.
Say you know if the party is not in isolation, Parliament is in isolation. But the party cannot impose, or nobody can impose anybody on the caucus. Because yes, the enemy who will be what do you say? You know what will be it's the year na make say way the factor. And now what to say what do you mean? What do you say?
Yes.
All right, so you have clearly delineated the issues and you've relied on the documents that matter. So the MPP Constitution, the National Constitution, and the Standing Orders. Based on the 1992 Constitution and the Standing Orders, is you majority group who should decide who leads you. That's correct and properly explained like you've just said based on the revised Standing Orders. However, based on your Constitution, it has to be the party that decides who leads it, right? That's two separate issues, correct? Now, if the party sponsored you to Parliament, and when I say you, I mean all 137 you lot of MPP side, at what point do you disregard your Constitution and regard your Standing Orders? And at what point do you...
As a journalist, you've done extremely well by putting this question out, because that is what is created a whole lot of confusion in the system, right? The party in Parliament is not independent of the mother party. I'm an MP speaking to you today because I'm a member of the New Patriotic Party before becoming a member of Parliament. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the President of the Republic of Ghana, is a member of the New Patriotic Party before becoming president. The vehicle that made me president is the New Patriotic Party. The vehicle that made me a member of Parliament is the New Patriotic Party. So we cannot isolate ourselves from the party. No. We are not independent of the mother party. However, the nature of what we do, and the parent law of this country is the National Constitution. So anything that is inconsistent with the National Constitution is null and void. So where there's a conflict between any part of the party constitution, listen to me carefully, Umaru. Where there's a conflict between any part of our constitution, the MPP Constitution, and the National Constitution, or an act of Parliament, or the Standing Orders of Parliament, or the constitutional or legislative instrument, that part of the Constitution, to the extent of the conflict, is null and void.
I've noticed you've added Standing Orders to your reading of the clause. When we talk about inconsistencies with the law, the 1992 Constitution, we do know that whichever law is in conflict with the 1992 Constitution, to the extent of that conflict, is null and void. Are you suggesting, and I'm not sure whether the Standing Orders of Parliament has the same weight as the Constitution, so that you can read it in the manner you just read it, where you said that because your party constitution conflicts with the Standing Orders, it is equated to being null and void?
Yes,
would that work?
When it comes to, listen, I've quoted the relevant, look, we have a national constitution. Any act of parliament must derive its power or strength from the national constitution. So if you look at the Standing Orders, every order will tell you that this order is this order is that. You understand? Yes. So it tells you, like, when it comes to election of the voting of the speaker, where your wife have voted or not, blah, blah, blah. Refer to the national constitution. And then went to that to speak for interpretation. So, the MPP constitution only affects MPP members. It has no role in Parliament. Do you understand? The moment you become a member of parliament, you are bound by the standing orders of the parliament. Because that is where our procedures and activities are governed. Do you understand? So people should be talking about MPP constitution here. We are talking about a constitutional matter. We are talking about an enactment of parliament that binds every Ghanaian. The MPP constitution only binds NPP members. It doesn't bind NDC, it doesn't bind CPP, it doesn't bind PNC. It binds only MPP members. To that extent, when people are trying to compare the MPP constitution with an enactment of parliament or with the other constitution, and they are just being ignorant. Do you understand? Yes, well, the law doesn't work like that. The law is that says that everything must be consistent with the provisions of the constitution. If it's not consistent, it's null and void.
I see. So what you were doing today was simply to try and ensure that the law is respected. Now let's go outside what happened in Parliament. The advert or the advertorial you saw, the announcement that there's a change in your leadership. We are told that there's a plan to meet with the president. I do not know at whose behest, but there's supposed to be a meeting with the president to discuss changes in leadership. MP for Subin is the Honorable Eugene Boachi Entry. You're welcome to Eyewitness News.
All right, so you had the Honorable Joe Seusu, popularly known as Joe Wise, and the Honorable Eugene Boachi Entry on the issue. We'll take a break. When we return, we would look at this particular issue.
MTN.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ampedu.
Good afternoon, Mr. Asari.
How is business doing?
My business is collapsing.
Why is your business collapsing?
I sold my products and services to my clients on credit, and my debtors are not paying their debts.
Have you heard of Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company operating in all the 16 regions of Ghana?
Not at all.
Mr. Ampedu, all you need to do is to contact them on their customer service line. I recommend Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company to financial institutions, businessmen and businesswomen, other companies, and also individuals. Rosic Consult has 98.4% debt recovery rate. We have professional debt recovery managers. You are assured of swift debt recovery. No recovery, no commission. For Rosic Consult Limited, no more write-offs. And we pre-finance the recovery ourselves.
Hello, my friends. My name is Calcate Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Calcates. Happy smile.
enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
To help meet your business and private printing needs successfully, we have just the right products and services. At Appointed Time Printing Limited, we specialize in digital printing, offset printing, packaging and security printing. Our innovative designs and complete professional touch on our print products such as posters, flyers, printing is a solution.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
We are back, bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front 2 with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bets. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the Partial Daily Jackpot.
You always get way more with Betway.
This
advert has been vetted and approved by
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Still with me on the show, of course, Pratt Jr. and Daniel of Ghana. Betway, get way more. And charcoal has essential medicinal properties that help remove toxins from our bodies. The natural absorptive property of charcoal helps to remove the bacteria that produces bad breath in the mouth, hence giving you a fresh breath. Kel Charcoal toothpaste has been formulated and produced under strict hygienic conditions with all the necessary production protocols and has been approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Constant use of Kel Charcoal toothpaste gives you a good fresh breath, whiter teeth, reduces dental plaque, makes the gum healthy and strong, prevents cavity, abscess, stomach, hangover, and so on. Kel Charcoal toothpaste is recommended for adults and children from 6 years and above. Kel Charcoal toothpaste for white teeth and fresh breath all day long. And this is another quality product from Samara Company Limited. Kel Charcoal toothpaste, happy smile. And Kingdom Home Real Estate provides quality but affordable housing facilities for sale. The facilities are located at the serene environment of Equiapime, Krupon, and Ebri with the best weather conditions. They are just a 30-minute drive from Accra and provide a modern touch of comfort. They also provide high standard security service plus CCTV, standby generators, constant water supply and electricity. They are surrounded by lovely tourist sites such as the Ebri Botanical Garden, Booty Falls, Safari Valley Resorts, etc. All you need to do is to pay 70% upfront and spread the remaining 30% over a 2-year period with no interest payment. Locate the Brie properties close to the Brie Girls School and the Kropon properties right after Latte Junction. You can also reach them on 0559 761 144 or 0555 621 611 or visit the website www.kingdomhomerealestate.com, and also you can check out their Facebook page. And the Blue Jeans energy drink has been on the Ghanaian market for over 20 years. And we already know what it does for the body. It contains vitamins and nutrients like vitamin B2, B3, B6, and B12, as well as taurine and guarana, which are known to boost your strength and energy as well as promote high performance and endurance. Blue Jeans energy drink has been tested and tried. It is indeed the best. Blue Jeans energy drink is for bold and active men and women. So go on, grab a cold can and power your day. It's in shops nationwide. For bulk purchases, you can contact Budget Cash and Carry Limited on 0208 128 190 or 055 001 0000. Okay, so Titus Glover. Yes, Daniel. Rather.
Me?
Nikwate.
Yes.
Now, okay, so I played you the parliamentary thing, and it's because you know, on the 19th, the party had a meeting just there at Alisa. Okay, and on the agenda for the meeting, item 5 was proposed change in parliamentary leadership. And so item 1, opening prayer, adoption of the agenda, announcement of 2024 campaign team and committees. Then parliamentary primaries and matters arising, proposed change in parliamentary leadership, any other business, statement by the vice president and the presidential candidate, and statement by the president and closing prayer. So this was it. My sources indicate that this was shut down. It wasn't discussed. But apparently, the issue of the composition, whatever the proposal was, had gone out. And if you go to Facebook, there's a page, unless that page is not managed by the majority itself, but you'll find a page there called Majority Caucus, Parliament of Ghana. And when you go there, you see NPP majority in Parliament makes changes to their leadership. Majority Leader Alex Afenyo-Markin, Deputy Majority Leader Frank Arnold Dompre, Chief Whip Abibi Drisu, First Deputy Patricia Piaget, Second Deputy Alex Tete, John Obua. Okay. So this is what Joe Wise and some members of the Majority Caucus have been responding to. Apparently, with what the party did, what the party was purported to have done, the constitution of the MPP gives the party that right. But apparently the new standing orders, the revised standing orders, which came into effect last month, January, puts the decision, the composition of the leadership of the caucuses in the hands of the members of parliament. I'm sure that maybe that could have even been influenced by what happened in the NDC last year. And you would see that speaker after speaker, they reinforce that point, that the standing orders is derived from Article 110 of the Constitution. And so to the extent that a provision in the MPP's Constitution
is subservient to.
Yes, a provision in the MPP's Constitution
Article 13
is not in tandem with the standing orders, obviously it falls flat. That's their point. I have also been told that some notice has been circulated to the 137 members of a meeting with the president at the Jubilee House at 6 p.m. today on this particular issue. What have you picked up on this issue, and what does it mean with the outburst and the way they've come out? What really does it mean, especially for government business and the cohesion within the majority, with the remaining 8 or 9 months left?
Anithony, thank you very much. This is the second time that members of the Majority Caucus have stood on their grounds to speak so boldly. I recall the days of is it 98 or 94 that stood up against Honorable Kenneth Foriata?
88.
88. The fearsome 88. When they came to speak against that, led by Andy Apia Kubi and that. Then comes this one. When I sit back and observe, but what you read, the agenda for the discussion at the National Executive Committee and the National Council, the party has taken a decision in terms of the new leadership that they want to change. Is that not the case?
Okay, so
and you cannot do
this.
This
is something I picked.
Yeah.
And let me put it in. Maybe you've heard it or it will help in the discussion. Now I'm told that apparently there was a discussion to appoint the majority leader, who's also Minister for Parliamentary Affairs.
Yeah.
Okay. As foreign minister. So that the current foreign minister will focus on her campaign to become Commonwealth Secretary General. Yeah. Now, so if that appointment had gone through, then the position of majority leader would have been vacant. And then this adjustments would have been made. Yeah. So there were actually going to be two persons in the leadership who were going to be appointed. The majority leader and Lady Al-Hassan. Yeah. So that was going to lead to two vacancies. Yeah. So that's where the issue of pushing Afenyo up and then not Breas as deputy. Yeah. And then bringing in Habib as a chief whip, and then Patricia Apilje as first deputy and Alex as second deputy. That's what would have happened. But then the announcement for the ministerial and deputy ministerial thing came without the appointment or nomination of Honorable Chairman Samboso as foreign minister. Yeah, that was the first thing. And Kwesi, I don't know if you recall last week when I was telling you what I had picked, I said that Honorable Chairman was going to exit. However, there will no longer be a Minister for Parliamentary Affairs.
Focus on that.
And that the Honorable Afenyo Markin was just going to be majority leader, and not majority leader and Minister for Parliamentary Affairs. So it appears that what really created the confusion was the president not nominating Osei Chairman as foreign minister. And therefore, once that nomination didn't come, how were you expecting to also effect
the changes? So clearly, I think that there is some few hurdles to cross. And when you listen to what my senior, the first deputy speaker, said, that nobody will be detecting for them from outside, my understanding is the fact that there's a need for both the party that gave birth to the members of parliament whose ticket they use to be MPs in the chamber. There's a need for us to have a conclave to really know exactly what they want to do. So and that has been the practice. You know, both the party and the caucus will have to sit based on Article 13 of our party constitution. There's a parliamentary group, there's a caucus, they have the leaders who are elected amongst, in consultation with the mother party. You are not an island. You can't get up and do things the way you want to do. I want to appeal to my colleagues that let us take it slowly and meet the party national leadership and have a discussion on these things. And if it is true that His Excellency the President want to promote or give the majority leader Minister for Foreign Affairs, it will be known to us. It will definitely come up. And for reason why it has not come up, we all don't know. So it's a matter of just being patient and just observe how things are going to unfold. I don't want a situation where this is going to, wreck our front,
And it looks like it's beginning to be a fight between the MPs who are returning and those who are not returning.
So I am happy His Excellency the President has decided to have a meeting with them, and I think that is the best way to go, to really know exactly what their feelings are, and I'm sure the President will have a solution to this problem. So let's give the President the opportunity, and when they go and speak up, I'm sure things will fall in place and they all go back and do their business. So long as Chairman Zhang has not gone, has not been given the portfolio as foreign minister, he will still continue to hold himself as such and continue with the normal business of the house. For me, I want to appeal to them. Let's be calm, continue your business in the chamber, and go and meet the president. Then let's get the outcome so that we all forge a common front at the chamber so that we don't wreck the front.
Right, Kwesi.
But you all know that at the heart of all of this is a certain unstated desire to subvert the constitutional principle of separation of powers.
Does it exist?
Yeah. You know, but to continue the subversion, to entrench the subversion, you understand, through these appointments and manipulation and so on, governments, political parties, you know, seek to influence how members of parliament behave and conduct their business. And I find it unacceptable. One, it may not be in the constitution and so on, but you cannot appoint a leader over people without their consent and consultation. In that case, we are not appointing a leader over people. We are actually imposing a management on them, as you do in the corporate establishments and so on. And when you recall that I was very uncomfortable with the substance and manner in which Haruna Idrisu and others were removed, I was livid, you understand. It does appear that the same thing is replaying in the New Patriotic Party. And those who are raising legal arguments and so on, I mean, it's quite clear that every law which is not in consonance with the spirit and letter of the 1992 Constitution cannot be enforced, you know, cannot be enforced. I don't see how provisions in the Constitution of a political party can override provisions, you know, which spring directly from the Constitution. And so that legal argument, I think that they better stop it, you know. Already, we have a lot of complaints about the whip system in Parliament, which sometimes does not enable parliamentarians to act on the basis of their conscience and the basis of their own evaluation of situations and facts and so on. And it does appear that for as long as parties continue to sponsor candidates to Parliament, we would have to continuously deal with this whip system and its bad effects and so on. But when we get to the realm in which we are getting now, it becomes even more dangerous, you know, for parliamentary democracy, for the principle of separation of powers, and generally for the rule of law, you know. I do hope that some settlement will be found. But you see, those people in the so-called majority should hold themselves also responsible for this current development. You remember what happened when about 88 members of parliament from the so-called majority decided that they didn't want the finance minister anymore. And the interventions which were made, how the issue eventually was resolved in the Jubilee House or Flagstaff House and so on. That set a certain precedent. And I'm not surprised that they are being summoned to another meeting in the Flagstaff House at 6 p.m. today. I'm not really surprised at all, you know. To a very large extent, even though party-sponsor parliamentarians, I would expect that parliamentarians will be enabled to act on the basis of their conscience and their own empirical examination of facts and circumstances in order to arrive at decisions. It does appear that this process is being subverted, and I'm not happy about it.
Okay. All right, we have 5 minutes to go, but you have a big event coming up this Saturday.
Yes.
Yes, tell us about it.
Yeah, we are actually launching the 4th edition of The Great Deception, how the CIA overthrew Nkrumah. And we are bringing in somebody who really can be described as an intellectual superstar, you know, to do the launching. I'm talking about Professor V.J. Prashad, He's a very well-known figure all over the world. Originally a historian, but has dabbled into journalism and so on. And he's a prolific writer. Randy, he's written 26 books.
Whoa.
He's a guy who's written 26 books.
Whoa.
He writes articles, at least 2 articles for newspapers and magazines every day. You know, in addition to his extensive travel, I mean, there's no part of the world that this gentleman has not visited. And one of his most famous clips is his intervention at Oxford University. I'm sure you've seen it, Vijay Prashad, where he talks about colonialism and its impact on Africa. Yes, that's Vijay Prashad, you know. And Vijay Prashad is the one who is coming to do the launching. He's confirmed. He's arriving tomorrow, I think, and will stay until the whole exercise is over. Now, we also got a very interesting personality, Professor Ekuya Bridge, who is on your screen, who is one of the most, one of the most respected academics, you know, in Africa, you know, and she teaches at the University of Cape Coast, and she's going to do the review of the book. And then, interestingly, Dr. Yao Graham has agreed also to chair it. And Dr. Yao Graham is so well known, his reputation is so huge, I need not even speak about Dr. Yao Graham.
Third World Network.
Yeah, he's the coordinator of the Third World Network and has a long history of activism and so on. So these are the 3 key personalities who are going to launch the 4th edition of the Great Deception. Now, the book itself is interesting because it's just a compilation of official accounts of the 1936 coup from the CIA, from the State Department, and from other intelligence agencies, you know, who worked on the overthrow. And it's extremely interesting. Of course, there are commentaries by Jack D. Mahoney. Jack D. Mahoney was the son of the U.S. ambassador in Ghana at the time of the coup. And he had access to the father's documents, you know, letters and so on. And it's a very interesting book. Now, this is going to happen on Saturday at 4 p.m. at the headquarters, or what is called the headquarters of the Socialist Movement of Ghana. And we expect lots and lots of people to participate. I have specially invited Dr. Randy Abbey to be there. And I insist that he shows up, you know.
You know what, let me just...
Ojam,
yes,
Ojam, you know he promised to be there.
Yes.
Tell him to keep his promise.
Okay. I can't be there because...
Randy.
No, I'm just... just hear me out.
Randy.
Just hear me out.
Okay.
A minute. So, the Ghana Premier League, the second round, is resuming this weekend. And I am playing, when I say Heart of Lions football, my club, I'm playing Kumasi Asante Kotoko at Bando on Saturday. And it's the first game. You know, we even closed the stadium.
Are you the center forward for the team?
I'm the president of the team.
I know.
I'm the owner of the team.
Yes. So what?
I have to be there. It's the first game at Bando since we came to the Premier League.
But you can do the 2.
It will be difficult. The game starts at 3 p.m.
I offer to drive you to Pando.
I'll be there in spirit with you, because you know that. I'll be there in spirit.
Spirit?
Yes. I'll be there in spirit with you.
Okay.
Yes. The most important thing is where my heart is, so it's fine.
I think it's going to be a very big event. It's got a lot of international traction. We got actually an American academic to join the team of editors on the 4th edition. I mean, there's a very reputable American academic, right, you know, from the USA and so on. So let's see how it goes. You know, I'm sure that after the launching of this 4th edition, this is likely to be one of the sensations, you know, on the international book scene.
You didn't invite incoming minister?
We've actually invited, you will be amazed at the number of people we've invited. We've actually invited...
He will cancel the event.
No, he can't. He has no capacity to cancel the event.
Rex said he will have security, so there are security implications.
No, you have no capacity at all and no excuse to cancel the event. We've actually invited former President J. Kufuor.
Okay.
You know, and we invited former President J. Kufuor for a very special reason.
Okay.
You know, it was during his tenure that he sought, you know, to heal the wounds of the past and to bring together the CPP and the New Patriotic Party. And he quite played a very significant role. You actually also remember that during his campaign, he erected billboards of himself and Nkrumah and so on. So we think that is a very important figure, and we are inviting him to this book launch. We've also invited former President John Dramani Mahama. One, because of his history, because of his heritage and all of that, and because he himself is a historian and should be very interested in this part of Ghanaian history. I think we've also invited members of the Council of State. We've invited all ministers and deputy ministers, I'm told, members of Parliament, activists from various organizations as well. This was planned to be big. It was really planned to be big. The only problem is that it's happening on a Saturday, and people do not normally patronize these events on Saturdays. But given the work that has been done, I expect quite, an impressive turnout on this Saturday. And Minister Designate. Why, you don't even want to look at my face?
Is it why you want to create trouble for me?
I'm not creating trouble for you. Your presence will be highly appreciated on Saturday. At least come and listen to VJ Prashad.
Where the venue is where?
It's at the building next door to Noga Hill Hotel on the George Bush Highway. What an irony.
Next to George Bush Highway. Next to Noga Hill Hotel.
Yes.
On the right.
Yes, on the right. Coming from Tema, on your right. Yeah.
Really? Why there?
Because that is our office.
Oh.
It has enough space around it.
That can take over 100 people.
Oh, far more than 100 people. We've invited the diplomatic community.
Okay. I'm preparing for my mother's 80th birthday, so.
Oh, okay.
She had it on Saturday, on Monday, 19th. But we'll arrange something for you on the Saturday. That Saturday.
But that one is in the night.
80th is big.
No, it is that night.
6 o'clock. This is not in the night. This is 4 p.m. As for Miliki, is always in the night. You understand? Miliki is always in the night. And in fact, I promise you, if you come, from there, I'll go with you to your mother's birthday celebration. If you want, I'll drive you.
I'll pass through briefly.
Or be your bodyguard.
No, I can pass through briefly. You are starting at 4, right?
It's enough. Passing through briefly is enough.
Passing through briefly.
You are starting at 4 sharp. You understand?
So I'll pass through.
And
4 is 4.
4 is 4.
British time.
And you
not
see,
Ghana time.
For all of you who have seen VJ Prashad perform, deliver speeches and so on, he's somebody you cannot afford to miss.
Right.
And this somebody.
I'll pass to maybe 30 minutes.
Please pass.
For your sake.
Oh, please do. I'll be most grateful, sir.
I'll pass through.
When will he leave town?
VJ should be leaving town, I think, on the Sunday or Monday.
Okay.
And to have VJ in Ghana for 3 days is remarkable. I mean, everybody is looking for VJ. We have managed.
In fact, I'm also looking for
3
him.
days. Yes. You want to interview him?
Yes, I'm looking.
Why not?
I am looking for him.
Why not? Why not? I mean, the last time I met him was in China. I think, in fact, it was at that event that I impressed upon him the need to visit Ghana and to do this.
Is that his first time?
No, this will be about his 3rd time, but most of the time he comes quietly and leaves. But now we want him loud and clear.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So, Kwesi, wish you the very best. And
but please make sure that your heart and spirit are in the event.
Oh yes. You'll be there.
As you focus on football,
yes.
So keep your heart and spirit in
definitely.
the event.
Definitely.
And for those who have not had invitations,
this is an open one.
You don't need an invitation to be there. You just have to be somebody who wants to learn about our history, the true facts of our history, you want to be somebody who wants to give a red salute to Nkrumah and so on, just come. Just come, everybody, just come. You know.
All right, so Minister Designate.
And I wish we see and the team all the best.
Have you started going to the office?
Yeah, I was there last week, Thursday and Friday, just to get a brief.
Okay.
Some things that we need.
But that's why your brief can happen at your family house.
Between me and my brother.
One cousin taking over from the other.
But he has done great work in the region. He has worked so hard.
I've been very critical.
So hard.
Somebody also raised the issue
of
two people raised the issue of the Ramsar site. And those one of things that he went there and shouted at, and later on.
Look, you know that I've been quite critical of Honorable Henry Korte, even on this platform. But in spite of my criticism and so on, Greater Accra being what it is, I think he's done.
He has done a yeoman's job.
You know,
Awesome.
and this is honest comment.
Awesome.
You know, not really awesome, but he's done some good work.
But
yeah.
For where I sit and comparing him to other people, I think for me, like just other people have been saying, he has done a good job. Yeah.
I've been
on the
very,
back of
critical
beating
of him,
Mark 10, I'll give him 7, 8.
All the places that we saw him on TV, he led and they did this thing and all that.
It's all back.
What has happened today?
We'll find out
you know, the consistency. You know, that's why I said that when he was doing those things, I said I commended it. I commended him, I commended what he was doing, but the issue really had to do with the sustainability. You know? We'll see. So we wish you the very best.
Thank you. Thank you. But I'll also invite you to the vetting, the two of you.
Okay.
You need to be around. Is that over?
I'll be there.
You need to.
Oh, Mapa.
Alliance for Change.
Yes.
Sanoba.
I haven't forgotten.
Up next year,
you need to.
Where facts and fables collide. Political leaders, activists, students.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
We are back, bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two, with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bets. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the Partial Daily Jackpot.
You always get way more with Betway.
For over 20 years of serving the world with herbal and alternative medicine, we've been successful in treating complicated medical conditions with a perfect combination of herbal and alternative methods of treatments like homeopathy, naturopathy, reflexology, and many more. We deliver excellent and effective service to people from all walks of life through scientific and traditional means. We have a well-equipped laboratory with advanced diagnostic and treatment devices to help detect your illness so we know the right medication to be given. At Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital, we are proud manufacturers of our own herbal medication. Our zeal and passion to save lives with our patients at heart and outstanding achievements since 1996 has won us several awards. That is why we say, go herbal, go Amen. We are located everywhere in all the regions. Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital. Allahu Shafi, God is the healer.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Time to check out what is trending on social media with Desi.
Doc.
Yes, sir.
Macho.
Yeah.
What puma?
I'm
What fine entertain?
Modromo.
Pocho. Or Numodromo. Beke no. Today, Egbea, Maduro Egbea, International Mother Tongue Day.
Mene International Mother Tongue Day. There were many. Oh, my miriamo. B.
As he has said it, that is it. Egbea, International Mother Language Day. That is no mado le fia, mado vede bluebird vede, roberto vede, mado fancy vede miako yisigbe. Yeah. Yeah, so today is International Mother Tongue Day or Mother Language Day. And so, I mean, that's what we've been promoting since yesterday. And yeah, so I'm going to speak a little bit of Ewe, which is my mother's side, Equiapim, my father's side. 3 days, to me, Accra, and I'm Fante, Martin Fante Crovinti, Fante Nova Accra. So I'm just going to add everything in English and do that. But anyway, coming up this morning, of course, trending on X and all other platforms, I see that our Black Queens are trending in there as #1. And I'll tell you why they are trending there. Then I'll share with you those who go by watching it and they look at Hadia and the intention speaks of Hausa and Hadia will tear plenty for them. I'll show you a video about that. But anyway, let's begin with the Black Queens of Ghana because they are in camp preparing for their game on Friday against the Zambians. I was going to say Chipolopolo, but these are the women, so I don't know what they are called though. But the female team of the Zambian side, and that's on Friday. But a lot of things have come up, and a lot of people are talking about that on social media, especially about some funds that the Kings need to get. And some of the reports say that they're saying that they won't show up for the game on Friday if their monies are not sorted. So you see that if you go on Twitter this morning, that is the most talked about thing on the platform about the Black Queens and their crucial game on that is Friday against the Zambian side. And it's a free entry though on Friday. So let's go there and go support the Black Queens of Ghana in that particular game that will be taking place. Of course, you know that I saw Dr. Bamia training yesterday with Tap and Go into today and all that, but today is going down a little bit. It's all been about football, parties, comeback, and some other things, my KCN and a number of things on there. But I want to share with you a video. So if you go and buy watch and you're speaking Hausa, and the watch seller ask you back in Hausa, you cannot bet you because you want favor from watch this video.
Young Queen now say why 5 CDs. Dami. The Talia. Why I kick us? Eh? Let's say why I kick us. Eh? Baka Gene, wouldn't take us. Ah, me patcha minti o. Minti kakrebi pena mitsena me se menka. Oh. Jesus! Aka I keep kuzo say why kuna Hausa. Kuna Hausa yin so asa mu kudewa. Wa ba no wunti kasa no nkasa wunti. Wa be jina na wo ye Hausa me na minti me watch. Oh, da be set test and see there. Kama. I'm na go there. It is finished.
Okay. The guy we can say is smart guy. Now, I'm going to ask you to say, I'm going to be doing
So you see, when we're in secondary school, on vacation we go to the family shops at Tudo Makola.
Okay.
And so, you know, there's a flower station.
Yeah.
So when the women are coming from the station, you know they speak ever.
Yeah.
Then you have to try and get them to come into the shop
Okay.
and buy something. So we had to learn the you know, the technical ones that he needed. So it was like Davi Vava, Nuka Jinele, Elivovo, Madejina. Then finish. So Davi Va, Nuka Jinele.
What are you looking for?
Elivovo.
There are lots of it.
Madejina.
You reduce it for
Then The Igbo is finished.
That's
so
it.
now when she asks something else, Charlie, maybe you can't listen to it.
So now, can't listen to that. Stop for me. Why not? But that is people don't do. I work out on the compare watching. You see, got bestsellers are usually away people. So they want to be a Davi, Kuku, Indina, or you know, that they used to swear. And that is, oh, my people, they say, "Wait, come me." Yeah, you guys stay there and you do so what there. But Charlie, this watching video there. If you know you can speak, you don't get Hajia angry. She or tell you so because the Hausa speak, you know, added.
But this one, you know, okay, I can understand that it's a skit normally. So because it started well, I mean. Nazi watch it Gary Natalia 10 CDs. Bani coin Guda. We know what coins. Egg.
Oh,
Bani coin Guda. That Nama Abu. You know.
Hey. Doc is speaking Hausa. Doc, how many languages can you speak? How many languages can you speak? Gachi, Hausa. Let's
go.
Well, so that is it. But you know what, Doc, we've got something amazing for our viewers on Metro TV, and we're going to share. I'm going to share a bit of that for you in a bit. So watch out for these amazing programs that we have coming up. New stuff, crazily exciting stuff. We're bringing to you a mini drama called Office Crash. Office Crash, and then we've got some
like you and. Where is she?
Nanaya.
No.
Jennifer.
Like you and
Jennifer.
Or you and Annie. Or you and Annie.
Hey, Mr. Wu. Let's leave me and Nanaya. It's okay. I can manage that one. So we're bringing to a mini drama called Office Crash, and then we have Paparazzi. Those are lifestyle shows coming up. Paparazzi, Hood to Hood. We are coming to your hood. We're going to talk about what happens in the hood and all that. You know how it is, you know, like in the hood. So watch out for that. And of course, we're bringing to you Roller Coaster, also another exciting lifestyle program that you're going to be loving. And then we'll get into the kitchen with Cook Africa, right? So we're going to be cooking, and this time we're cooking continental, dishes from other African countries. So you have people from Egypt, from the Guinea, from Gambia, South Africa, all coming around cooking, and then you learn a thing or two so that when you travel to those countries, you know what food you're going to be eating. So Cook Africa is also coming up. And you know how we do it with the Gen Zs, right? These days we say we're in the Gen Z era. So we've got a show called the Gen Z Show coming up. That is where we're going to be talking about all the Gen Z terms, you know, like, you know, we're going to cook something, I'm going to have a convo, you know, yeah, all of that. We'll do that on the Gen Z Show. And then we're going to bring to you for the kids also. You're not left out. We've got Young and Smart show coming up. So parents, watch out for that, for your kids also, Young and Smart. And then for the football-loving fans, this one is going to be crazy. That is why it's titled The Fans Must Be Crazy. That's a new football supporters show or fan show coming up here on Metro Television. And the final one, we're asking, which month has the most beautiful ladies? That has to be June. Yeah. So we're going to bring that to you. June. Oh, the most beautiful, yes.
Why June?
Because I was born in June.
Are you a lady?
Oh, some people want fancy me.
It's a beautiful ladies.
No,
I said which month?
Yes, has the most beautiful ladies.
Yes, and you're saying June because it's you.
Because
are you plus?
I'm negative. I am minus one, I beg.
No, I mean,
I'll minus myself on the plus.
It's not too late to come out of the closet.
No, I'm minus one.
What did you want to say?
It's okay. No, so which one has the most beautiful ladies? Which one has the most?
May.
Because Doc's wife was born in May. I got the calculation right. Hey, look, is it true?
Yes.
I knew it. So you are. Because it was, I said January, but May. Okay, we can consider May. No.
So we are bringing to you Miss Gorgeous. That's a brand new one we're bringing also for our beautiful ladies out there. Miss Gorgeous, right on Metro Television. Okay, you may say. So watch out for all of these amazing programs coming up here, from Office Crash to Paparazzi to Hood to Roller Coaster to Cook Africa, and then we've got the Fancy Must Be Crazy, the Gen Z show, and of course Miss Gorgeous coming up. So that's it.
Until when they'll be playing the promos whilst you're mentioning.
Yeah. Well, you'll be seeing that. So subsequently, I'll be dropping that in, and then we'll be talking about that. So watch out for that right here on Metro Television. Nina Bebramo, Medianomone Adolfo, into Doctor Pocho, Majma, maybe I had them, maybe and maybe Pocho Enjoy. The Pocho Marco.
That's right.
Pocho Enjoy. Marco, so I'm going to
yeah.
So that's it for the trends. My name is Desi the Star. Where I'll be back on Friday. Yeah, I'll be back on Friday. So, Doc, the Heart of Lions bus. Oh, I wanted to tell you yesterday. There was the view. You see the way they chat today. If we see the kids here, they will really be excited. Yeah, so we are going to unleash the bus.
Where did you see the bus?
The bus, it's there everywhere. So our eyes are this thing. So we will unleash the bus on you on Saturday. We will prepare ourselves in the bus.
Saturday, 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
Bando Stadium.
Watch out. We are all automatically Heart of Lions.
J1. That's the slogan.
J1.
J1. What the heart perceives, it achieves.
Oh, okay. All right, so that's the bus. The new Heart of Lions bus, Charlie. If you see it in town, you know that the Lions are in the building. So got to go watch out. Saturday we'll open the bus with you. All right. Look, that's it. The doc is smiling great, like, hey, you know. See there's a on the side. What? Nice design. Hey, my phobia bed. Anyway, let's go. Look.
Is that a phobia bed?
I'm asking where my phobia bed is.
Yesterday I had to focus. I saw pictures of the new
secretariat that you're putting up. Yeah, Abigail was there, and she reports that it will be handed over in March. Yeah, it's 95% complete.
Right.
So yeah, there's some good news coming in.
Okay. All right. Okay. So that would be it.
Yeah.
And today is World Mother Tongue Day.
Yes.
So please endeavor to speak your mother or father tongue with somebody today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just try and do that today.
My father will be happy this morning. But
let me Fanti.
After I transitioned to Fanti small, but the Capino, me say Capino.
I say your Capino is like my Fanti.
Oh, I struggle. I get it. I get it.
I struggle. I struggle with the Fanti.
Anyway.
All right.
Look, that's it.
Okay. So next time you are going to Amelia, let me text it to you so you can read it.
I can read it to us.
So I'll do the possible questions.
So coin is egg.
So I'll do like FAQs for you.
Okay.
And then the answers.
That's
so
right.
When Amelia asks you, you can check. If it's one of them, then give the answer.
I will do yes, so I'll get played to watch it.
Anyway. So up next, Metro Sports.
Good Morning Ghana is brought to you by MTN.
The world has seen a lot of evolution in recent times. Global network facilitated by trade continues to grow stronger and forge nations closer together.
On International Trade Focus, we'll share with you the current industry, tech and commercial avenues turning the world's trade wheel. This is your gateway to international business connections and trading events. Get the inside views, vital information, trends and analysis on emerging trade giants in Ghana and beyond. International Trade Focus, the global television trade showcase, transcends